Anyone who owns a computer has dealt with annoying pop-up ads, but you may not know that some of those ads could be from criminals. Investigative reporter Chris Negus confronted the man behind a multi-million-dollar tech support scam as he made his way into court.
Talk about a change of venue for Michael Seward.
And Mr. Seward, do you have any remorse for this?
Of course, absolutely.
With his attorney by his side, the Florida man made his way into federal court in East St. Louis.
And we shouldn't be long. We should be in and out of there in 20, 30 minutes.
They're usually pretty quick here.
Yeah.
His guilty plea was fast, but the story behind it is years in the making. Back in 2016, I was outside Seward's Florida call center when the St. Louis postal inspector raided the place. Employees came spilling out, then spilled their guts on camera.
I'm like freaking out right now. It's my third day in, and like my husband, he told me to quit. He's like, please quit, Lauren. He's like, it's a scam, blah, blah, blah.
Are you worried that you're working at a scam?
Honestly, I had a bad feeling about it, and I'm not surprised.
The business, Client Care Experts, was accused of buying pop-up ads that would appear on computers in all 50 states. The ads tricked people into thinking their computers had serious problems, with a phone number leading back to Seward's call center. Victims like this man in Illinois called.
Do you feel that this company has any legitimate purpose at all?
No, to rip people off.
According to the feds, 40,000 people lost upwards of $25 million. Seward's attorney believes the dollar loss is lower, but everyone agrees Seward's company asked innocent victims for money to fix non-existent computer problems. Today, Seward pled guilty to wire fraud.
What do you have to say to those victims?
I don't want to talk about the facts of the case, and I'm not going to. What I am going to say is that I apologize to the victims. I apologize to the courts.
Are you going to be able to pay these victims back?
Like I said, we're going to work with the courts. I'm not going to go into further detail, but we're working with the courts, the prosecutors, to do everything we can.
According to federal authorities, Seward's not alone. 17 others have pled guilty in the case.
I was outside your business the day it was raided. There were a lot of employees that we spoke to that day. Did those employees know they were participating in a scam?
Like I said, I'm not going to go into details about the business. I'm not going to go into details about what happened. I'm not going to go into details about the case.
Over and over, Seward apologized. So I asked him how others can protect themselves from scams like his.
What is your advice to consumers out there and to people who are watching this broadcast that may see a pop-up on their computer screen asking them to call a number?
My advice would be to exit out of it if you have to. Shut down your computer.
The scheme will cost him. Prosecutors are recommending more than a decade behind bars. Seward's attorney was blunt.
12 years. Or to send a message to anybody else. If you want to make a quick buck, it's going to cost you 12 years to earn it.
At least 12 years.
At least 12 years, right. That's if you get the low end. If you get the benevolent low end, however much you made running a tech scam or any other kind of scam, you're going to earn it with 12 years of your life in a penitentiary. Not a good idea.
Ultimately, Seward's fate is in the hands of a judge. He could face up to 30 years. One of the aggravating circumstances in this case, many of the victims are over the age of 55. The next time the Florida resident is here in East St. Louis, he will get a much colder reception. Sentencing will be handed down in February. In East St. Louis, Chris Negus, News 4 investigates.